Welcome to the channel. This reading will be focused on the energy of Amber Portwood. I've done a few of the teen moms. I did Janelle, I did Kaylee, and I did Farah. So today I'm going to focus on Amber. If you're new to my channel, hey, I'm Alyssa, and I like to be a fly in the wall. I like to buzz through the blinds of the person on my mind, and I want to buzz through the blinds of Amber. I'm gonna kind of do what I've been doing, which is look at the overall current energy, and then ask kind of what influenced and shaped who this person became leading up to the time, you know, of being on the Teen Mom show, which I think I mentioned in at least one of the other videos, maybe two of them, how I felt being on that show, or being in general on a forum or a platform where others are judging and watching. Some of them are cheering for you, most of them are jeering. So I already said what I felt about that, the influence that can have on a person that's already kind of on a path that's... And I noticed all three girls or young ladies I did the readings on. Two of the other girls I used this deck, which is my True Heart deck. And Kaylin, I used it, the deck I usually use for love readings. But everyone got the full card at some point. So I think this says a lot about how some of these people got stifled on their journey, you know? Alright. If I didn't mention, I'll probably mention it a few times. This is a general reading, and it is for entertainment purposes only. I like to ask questions, though. Pull cards, tell you what the card means, and what I feel from it. So, let's buzz through the blinds of Amber Portwood's mind. And show me her current energy. What's going on, what's influencing her, what's representing her right now. Current energy of Amber, please. What's Amber's current energy? Well, one card fell out, and that is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, pages are about messages, cups are about emotion and love, and it came out in reverse. So she's, overall her energy is probably being represented by someone that feels like the love is being kept from them, or their, you know, message of love is not being accepted. Tell me a little more about this. Show me what's going on with Amber currently, what's influencing her, her energy, what's representing her. Okay. Well, if you watch my readings, you know the bottom of the deck for me sometimes is what the person is feeling and maybe not vocalizing. She could be vocalizing this stuff. It's what the person's feeling within. Maybe they're sharing it, maybe they're not. Maybe they're keeping it from their own self. So, or things maybe they don't want to face, you know. So we see a Ten of Swords. This is feeling betrayed, okay? I can associate this with the stuff that was going on with the custody and, you know, if you know, you know, right? Okay. So there's betrayal here. A desire for happiness. Maybe being a little too focused on one's own... Alright, this is what I feel from this. I don't know if this is something that she is keeping from herself or is facing or needs to face, or maybe she has vocalized this. I don't know. But the betrayal, the feelings of being betrayed, okay, which usually this is like other people are betraying us. Sometimes I say it's us betraying ourselves, What I felt was that, in this passion. This is a card of being celebrated, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Cups is about happiness. Personal happiness is how I see it. So she might be recognizing that the focus on her own personal happiness, okay, and desiring some sort of like understanding or admiration for how far she feels or felt she had come, given the circumstances she has faced. Like, she should be celebrated, like, for the stuff she's accomplished. And I think she's either recognizing or needs to recognize that she has been selfish, okay? She has been too much about her own happiness and her own feelings, driven by a desire to be admired to some degree, and definitely having driven by a lot of passion, constantly thinking about some new beginning, gets really fiery about it, passionate about it, but then the fire dies out, and this person wants to be, like, celebrated, for accomplishments that they really haven't achieved. And they've been selfish. That's what I feel from this. And they might be, either they're not facing this and they're blaming other people, like it's everyone else's fault, and I'm betrayed by everybody. The system, my exes, everyone. Or she's facing that she has betrayed her own self by being too much about their own happiness, not understanding that, like, this desire to be appreciated and recognized is from hands that are empty. Like, okay. Let's see what's here. So I have the Strength card, Ten of Cups, the Sun, Three of Swords, the Knight of Coins, Judgment, and the Queen of Wands. Now, I looked before I did this and I saw she is a Taurus, which, not that I don't see Taurus cards here, but I just, well, besides this one, I just mentioned that because Tauruses can be a bit stubborn. And I think she could be a little stubborn. We're starting here with the Strength card. There's a Ten of Cups. There's the Sun. So this is like current energy for me. And I'm feeling like she's feeling... So this card in itself represents the person that has tamed the beast, kind of, to sum it up. So she could be feeling like she has tamed the worst of, like, her demons, okay? Like, she's faced things, she feels like, alright? That she's had a lot of courage to face herself, to face the things that are her responsibility, the things maybe she was selfish about, that led her, the choices that she's made along the way to get her to where she's at right now. This is all about... Alright, so, like, this is the person that's all about their own happiness. But this is the person that's more focused on the bigger picture of what being emotionally fulfilled means. So she could feel like she betrayed herself, excuse me, that she's betrayed herself in some way by being stubborn about like her own happiness, being a little selfish. Maybe she recognizes she's been a little selfish with how she viewed her own personal happiness, and like how that her choices, the things that she chose in the moments to fulfill her desires, emotions, I don't think she really thought how that would affect the people around her, specifically her kids, maybe her significant other, so, or others, you know, in the past relationships. And this could represent, it's the Sun card. It could represent the son, all right, that she's kind of lost, you know, custody of. How that's broken her heart, because this is the Three of Swords, and it's absolute heartbreak. I mean, she could feel like a piece of herself was taken, that a piece of herself that made her more rooted as an energy. Like, if being a parent, in her mind, made her someone that made choices maybe that were more stable, made her a more stable energy, a more rooted energy, a more of an earth energy, instead of the fiery energy, this fiery energy. Yeah, and the Sun card is also, it's about the new day, but it also sometimes represents for me how nothing can be hidden. So I think like she's feeling, she's had to face herself, like really face herself, and have courage to do that, to really face how her choices have affected her family, what happiness means for her, that it's not just about her happiness, okay, the cups, it's about everyone, you know, everyone that she sees as family right now. And I think, you know, this represents the actual sun. I think it represents her feeling like nothing is hidden. Like everyone knows everything, you know? Public records, like you know, just, I said it, I don't know. So, and this also could be, if you want to look at it in a positive aspect, you know, that there's a new day. So she might be thinking and being reminded by people around her that are like her family that there's a new day. Have courage. Don't make the same mistakes again, right? And there's a new day. But I think she's feeling a lot of physical heart. Like when your heart is aching, it physically hurts from emotionally being in pain. Because that's what that represents. Sometimes it represents a third-party situation, so that could have to do with, I don't know, that could have to do with the loss of prosperity. It could have to do with what at one time she viewed as a noble, masculine energy that now she feels judged by, because the judgment is here. Because this is the Pentacle, the Knight of Pentacles, and Knights are moving, and they have, they're moving towards the object of their desire. And in this card, it's about money, it's about roots, security, stability. The Knights of, the Knights move, but the Pentacle Knight is slow. Most of the other Knights, like the Knight of Swords, they're in and out. They might not always be honest. They could be aggressive. Like, Cups, they're about emotions, you know. Like, Wands could be also very impulsive with the message they're bringing. But Pentacle energy, this is he's a noble knight. He takes his time, and he sticks around, and he means what he says. So, you know, this relationship, whatever, with the son, you know, the person that she has her son with, she could be feeling very judged, also by the system, okay? But this card also represents a resurrection, all right? She could feel like judged by the person, her child's father. She could feel judged by the public. She could feel judged by the system. But at the same time, she has this outlook like there is a new day and I will rise from this. Like, everything I go through just makes me stronger, is what I just heard. And it's ending with the Queen of Wands, which I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I don't always say it, but she is the witch. And I'm just feeling like either there's like this, there's a very like, there's a side of her that's like a witch. Like, she gets that look in her eyes, and she's scary. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm using the word witch in a way, in a definition, like, hee, I'm a witch, like that kind of thing. Like when a man is like, man, that chick's a real witch, like that. Like, she could be a real witch, okay? And if you're offended by that, I'm sorry. So, it's ending with that. So I'm gonna say, and I just feel like these two energies look similar. The colors, just the energy. So I'm feeling like, although she's going through all these, like, feelings, like, deep down, I think this is, what's within. But, she's very fiery, okay? Like, you can't put her fire out, is what I heard. Alright. So that's what I see there. And, let's see, what is, so I'm gonna see a little something like I did with the other energies, where I kind of ask, we'll leave this here. What kind of influenced her as a young person to become the Amber that I saw when, sorry about the background noise, if you hear it, which I'm sure you do. What influenced Amber to become the person that she became, like when she first was on Teen Mom. And that's kind of what I did with the other Teen Mom readings. So if there's questions I didn't ask in those readings or this one that you wish I had, leave it in the comments, let me know. I know there were questions left for me for the Kaylin. I keep calling her Kaylin, but it's Kaylin. Sorry. The Kaylin read. So I will probably do another one eventually and ask the questions that were left by the person who requested it. Thank you again for the request. Yeah, so if there's questions I don't ask, just leave it in the comments and let me know. Alright, again, this is a general reading and is for entertainment purposes only. But I would like to peek and see what shaped Amber. Like, what are the things that influenced her personality, shaped her into the person she ended up becoming when we all saw her before the show? And I've already mentioned in the other videos how I feel like the show probably influenced all these people to exaggerate or dramatize pieces of themselves that maybe I don't think otherwise would have been dramatized to such an extent. I don't know if their lives would be the way they are if it wasn't for the show. Alright, so show me who or what influenced what made Amber Amber? What was Amber's, like, influences? What shaped her? What shaped Amber into the young woman that she became? Okay, so I would say that Amber, okay, I'm going to clarify this, but this one card fell out, and this is the Four of Swords, and this represents a person a knight, that has come back from a battle, and is resting, is in their mind, isn't really talking or sharing, they're quiet, like a meditative state of mind, okay? So there could be, when I see this, it just makes me feel, as far as the question I asked, that this is a person that really kept a lot of things to themselves, okay? They didn't verbalize how, like, if each of those swords is a person or an incident that was shaping who they were becoming, they were very quiet about it. They were very stoic, I feel like, in their demeanor. I feel like this is a person that would sit back and watch, like, the other people and, like, soak in. Alright. This full card. The sun on the bottom. Sword and this. Alright. The first thing we see is this Fool card. Interesting. Come out for all the girls now. So, The sun. Alright, here it is again. But here it represents the new day. Because this is before she was on 16 and pregnant. Alright? The sun. Could represent a Leo energy. Could represent how there was a desire to have attention that she was not given, or the people around her required a lot of attention. Maybe she felt like she had to take care of people. Like the adults around her were not adults. She had to be the adult. This Ace of Swords, this desire, for a new beginning, a desire for truth, and she probably felt like she had to stand up for herself a lot. I don't know if she had someone to stand up for her. And the Star card, this is Aquarius energy. Okay, and there's the Ace. I'm gonna say that in her surroundings, the energies around her, and I'm gonna say it's her parents, there was a desire for stability, maybe even to be wealthy. Okay, she might have been money focused even at a young age, or just felt like she had to take care of herself, maybe even financially. This for me, when I'm like attributing the Aquarius traits to this card. Sorry about the background noise. It makes me think of someone that might be drinking, loopy. She might have had to deal with a lot of like instability. Adults around her not being like stable, like they should be. Okay. Loopy, maybe drinking too much. Head in the clouds, like not one foot in, one foot out, not feeling like they were honest. Okay. Like she couldn't trust the energies around her. But I think she always had this desire and hope for a new day. Okay? I think she had like a dream to have a better life. Even if she didn't feel like the energies around her were supportive of that. And I think she was in her head a lot as a young person. Alright, there's a lot that came out, so I'm gonna lay them out and we'll try to go through this. The Fool. The Queen of Disc. The Six of Cups, sorry. Seven of Swords. Nine of Sword. Three of Sword. Eight of Coin. Eight of Wand. The Knight of Cups. The King of Sword. The Lovers. The Seven of Disc. And the Four of Cups. Okay, so what led her to the place where she became, what influenced her? I'm feeling like what I said on the bottom is pretty straightforward. Now, we start off with the Fool. If you're new to my readings, I usually go through like the cards and I tell you this is the basic definition and da-da-da. But there's a lot here and I already went kind of long. So, I'm just gonna kind of try to, move it along as best I can. It's starting with the Fool. And I have this mother energy. Well, this for me is a mothery, nurturing queen energy, the Pentacle. I already said what I felt there about the lack of stability. And the Six of Cups. I feel like this is like, for her, she recognized there was a lot of things that she had to learn. And that she was being forced into a new beginning that she wasn't ready for. Like, I'm going to say she even felt abandoned by the mother energy, because the back is to it. I'm going to say that she felt that she lacked true connections with family, siblings. I don't know if she has... Yeah, she does, right? She has a brother. Does she have another brother? I can't... So, there was a lack of stability and roots connected to the connections. Alright? Could be friends, family, parents. The childhood connections. The things that bring us feelings of nostalgia, for her, bring heartache. Okay? There's a Seven of Swords, which is like, this is my least favorite card. Readers sometimes have a card that they really dislike, and for me, this is it. I just don't like this card. It represents a liar, a sneak, sometimes a thief. Next to it is the Nine of Swords. This is the nightmare. I'm in a nightmare, fucking nightmare. I got worms in my brains and I'll never be the same. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And next to that is the Three of Swords. If you watch tarot in general, sometimes you'll get a reader that's like, oh, no, you know, they're just lying about that they're in love with you and they're losing sleep over it and they're gonna fix the broken heart. Yeah, alright, whatever. These are not good cards. For me, I should say. Okay, sorry. They're not good cards. So I would say that she went through a lot of stress. She may have even created a part of herself that she felt had to lie to get by in life. She may have learned this from her parents. I don't know. I felt that's always said it. Again, it's general reading for entertainment purposes only. But this is a nightmare. It's stress. It's even your sleep being affected. So I don't know if she had a lot of trouble with sleep as a young person. Here we have the Three of Swords. She felt totally betrayed. And I'm going to say by either whatever she saw as connections that should have been the connections that should be there for you, that you're growing with, that are helping you grow. Especially here, these butterflies and this card specifically make me feel like these are experiences that we had with whoever these people represent for us, that changed us, that changed who we became. The butterflies. So, I'm going to say there was a ton of heartache here related to that. And then we have this Eight of Coins. I'm going to say she felt like, from a young age, I don't know if she had jobs starting at a young age, but I feel like she felt like she had to work really hard, okay? And that she had to think quick, be quick on her toes, quick on her feet, quick-witted, and she had to move fast in life. I feel like this fool and this could represent where her mental illnesses began. Because this Fool card for me, if you watch the other readings, you know how I feel about this Fool card in particular. It's a person who's not all there, okay? And the Fool represents, it's the beginning of the journey for whoever, all right? We start fools. All of us. We're fools. We don't know nothing. And I think this is an energy that very much resents that they had to do a lot. This card, too, I think is representing that she feels like she had to mother herself. And I think she's, and this is also the Taurus energy, which is a mother, nurturing energy. It is, okay? But I think she feels like she had to teach herself, mother herself, that she had to teach herself way too much. That she didn't have any sort of guidance. And if she did, maybe she only feels like she got that from her sibling, because this could represent her and her brother. And how, you know, she feels like he changed the way she saw the world or something. Alright. Yeah, this could represent also moving very quickly into connections. Like this Knight of Cups, the offer of love. Looking at it like, maybe jumping too quickly towards what she thought was, like, going to be her Prince Charming, okay? Because it is a Prince of Cups, they call it, but it's a knight, but they call him the Prince. And then getting, like, this cold energy, okay? Now, I don't know if this is talking about right before getting on the show, that she rushed into, like, she was working on getting herself together, her life together, and then she moved very quickly towards a connection of love, an offer. The cup was filled, so to speak, by the sword. Now, I don't know what was the first husband or father of her children, Gary. I don't know if he's an air sign. I don't know if this represents that, because I feel like this represents when she ended up getting pregnant. Because this energy in this card is with child in this card, okay? But yeah, if he's not an air sign, it could represent that pretty quickly he started to, in her eyes, become more cold or be more head over heart. Or maybe what she liked about him was that he was more head over heart, okay? And that this was someone that she could possibly, I mean, if he is an air sign and a Gemini, I feel like that's what this is representing. If not, this is Adam and Eve, and it could represent that she really felt like this person had a more analytical way of thinking and could help balance her out, and maybe was even her soulmate, okay, with the lovers being here. And I think this card is representing a feeling of like, what am I building here? Like, I'm 16, I'm pregnant, and I think this is where the show comes into play. The sun, this new day, maybe this, the sun here was like, I usually describe it as it's like sweltering sun. This is the 7, this is another card I feel really weird about in this deck, because it's the 7 of Pentacles, and usually that looks, it just looks more, all this green flourishment should be under her feet here, not a desert with these stone heads. What is she, it's almost like I said, if this is where the mental, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing anyone, but I do know that she has said she has been diagnosed and treated for very specific mental illnesses. And this is a card that I say, the person is not all there. Sometimes I mean, like, they're physically, like, not ready for whatever, they're not, emotionally ready, mature, like, they're not mature enough yet, this young energy. Sometimes I say it's someone that's not all there. Like, I could see through them. They're not all there, all right? So, and I said this about Farah, her reading the other day, that, like, if you start off with a seed already planted in a place where there's, your mind's a bit lost, right? And then you're not getting the help you should be getting, or learning, like, from the mistakes, or getting the proper guidance, that seed that was planted here becomes a giant, giant tree here, right? And it's like, what are we working on? What are we planting? A bunch of issues, all right? Anyway, all right. And I feel like, for her, the show, like, she had these issues that she should have been dealing with, but then the show comes along, like, it's gonna help, it's gonna be this bright new money-making, and I'm gonna say, and it ends here with the 4 of Cups, okay? This is a person, this could be where the beginning of, like, neglecting either herself or her problems, the things that she should have been, if she had the proper guidance starting off, all right, but she didn't, so she ends up, covering up the problems like a band-aid instead of facing them, and then they just become part of what gives you anxiety and stress, and you're losing sleep and you don't know why. All right, I'm gonna end that there. That's what I see there. And if you guys have a request of a specific person or another teen mom, people trending, whatever, Or I did, and you know, I did a reading on Casey Anthony and Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger. I thought those were very interesting. If you want to see something like that again, let me know. I did the day Marilyn died. That was interesting. Alright, guys. If you want to support what I do here, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Hit that notification bell to get notified when I upload. If you want to donate to me, you can buy me a coffee. And if you would like a personal reading, you can contact me via email. That info is in my description. Hope to see you guys next time.